Hey, everyone! In June 2025, the United States bombed Iran's nuclear facilities in a huge operation called Midnight Hammer. But why attack Iran, especially when there's no proof they have nuclear weapons? Why did Israel strike first without clear cause, and why did the US jump in so fast after talking about peace? Today, we'll unpack the reasons behind the US attack, what sparked this conflict, why it matters to you, and what might happen next. With July 4th coming up, a time to hope for peace and fairness, let's dive into the facts and clear the confusion. Let's start with how this all began. On June 13, 2025, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, hitting Iranian nuclear and military sites, including in Tehran. Iran says this attack was unprovoked, with no solid evidence they were a threat. Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons, unlike Israel, which is believed to have dozens of them, though they don't admit it. In response, Iran fired ballistic missiles at Israeli cities, sadly killing 8 civilians. Families in both countries hid as air raid sirens blared. Then, on June 22, the US escalated things, bombing Iran's nuclear sites, Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. 7 stealth bombers dropped 14 30,000-pound bunker-buster bombs, and a submarine fired over 24 Tomahawk missiles. Satellite images show craters at Fordow and destroyed buildings at Isfahan. Iran says they moved key materials before the strikes, so the damage might not be as bad as the US claims. This US attack, Operation Midnight Hammer, turned a tense situation into a major crisis. This conflict isn't just about Iran and Israel. It's hitting everyone, driving up oil prices, stirring global tensions, and sparking arguments in our communities. People in Iran faced bombs falling on their capital, while Israelis ran from missile strikes. This is about real lives, not just news stories. Why did the US attack Iran when there's no evidence they have a nuclear bomb? Let's look at the 3 reasons they gave. First, Iran's nuclear program worried them. Iran doesn't have a bomb, but in May 2025, they had 408 kilograms of uranium enriched to 60%, enough for bombs if enriched further, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency. Israel claimed Iran was weeks away from a weapon, but there's no hard proof, and some US officials weren't convinced. President Donald Trump said the strikes were to stop a future threat, but Iran insists their program is for peaceful energy, like powering homes. Many see this as an excuse to target Iran unfairly. Second, the US wanted to back Israel, their closest ally. Israel, with its own nuclear weapons, says Iran's growing influence is a threat. Israel's attack on June 13 came first, which Iran calls unprovoked. Iran's missile response killed civilians, giving Israel a reason to ask for US help. Trump, who's always been tough on Iran, called the operation a huge success and told Iran to make peace or face more strikes. The US sends billions in aid to Israel every year, so they rush to support them. But Iran's missiles were a reaction to Israel's first strike, and many argue it's unfair to punish Iran when Israel has nuclear weapons and struck first. Third, the US wanted to show they're still a global powerhouse. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the attack proved America's strength is back. Trump warned Iran not to fight back, threatening bigger strikes. This was to scare Iran and reassure allies like Saudi Arabia, who also fear Iran's influence. But here's the problem, the US was part of peace talks, suggesting they'd take time to decide, maybe weeks. Instead, they attacked in just 2 days, which feels like a betrayal to many. It looks like they chose war over diplomacy, escalating things too fast. There's Iran's side to this. They say Israel's attack was unjust, with no evidence to justify it. They evacuated sites like Fordow, showing they expected trouble. Critics like Senator Bernie Sanders say this reminds them of the 2003 Iraq War, where the US acted on weak evidence. Iran fired missiles at a US base in Qatar on June 23, proving they won't stay quiet. The US claims they destroyed Iran's nuclear program, but intelligence says it's only delayed by months, not years. Iran's people are suffering, and many feel they're being targeted unfairly. What's next? On June 23, Trump announced a ceasefire between Iran and Israel, helped by Qatar. It started June 24, but both sides broke it early with small attacks. As of June 25, 2025, it's holding, but it's shaky. Iran's leaders talked about closing the Strait of Hormuz, a key oil route. If they do, gas prices could skyrocket, hitting your wallet at the pump. The US has 40,000 troops nearby, ready for action. Trump warned of bigger strikes if Iran fights back. This could lead to peace talks, but it could also spark a wider war, pulling in other countries. Nobody wants that, especially the people of Iran, who've already faced so much. How can you stay informed? Stick to trusted sources like BBC or Al Jazeera. Social media spreads lies, like claims Iran's nuclear program is gone or that they're the bad guys. Think critically. If a story sounds too wild, check the facts. Talk with friends or family to share what's real and cut through division. Understanding this helps you see its impact: higher gas prices, global fear, and local arguments about who's right. To wrap up, the US attacked Iran in June 2025, saying it was about their nuclear program, supporting Israel, and showing power. But with no proof Iran has a bomb, Israel's unprovoked first strike, and the US rushing in after promising peace, it feels unfair to many. Iran's just defending itself in a tough situation. As July 4th nears, let's hope for fairness and peace. What do you think? Was this attack justified, or is Iran being wronged? Share your thoughts, and let's keep talking. Thanks for listening.